the Minister for Youth and Sports and his Assistant Minister, the Deputy Australian High Commissioner, Chairman and Board Directors of FRU, representatives of provincial unions, sponsors, invited guest players, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening and bula vinaka to you all. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be here tonight. Not only as your chief guest, but as the president of the Fiji Rugby Union, to reflect on a year of remarkable success for rugby in Fiji, both on and off the field. It has indeed been a wonderful year, and we have many reasons to celebrate. And I'd like to focus first on FRU's off-the-field achievements. Chief among those was our successful inclusion to the World Rugby Council, after more than a century in the game. That appointment to the World Rugby Council came after years of hard work, and I thank the FRU board for their foresight and drive in making this a top priority. After setting our sights on this goal and pursuing it with passion, this dream has become a reality in just 3 years. We achieved a great deal of progress as an organization during this transformational period, making a number of vital changes in the way we conducted business, from introducing sound governance practice, amending the FRU constitution, and engaging a host of talented professionals to assist along the way. And one of those new additions has already made a big splash on the sport. Voreqe Roy was appointed as a female director. And she has proven to be instrumental in advocating for women's rugby. Just last year, we introduced a new women's competition, initially in a 10-a-side format. This will be expanded to a full 15 code in 2019. Our Fiji Airways Fijian team gained great experience and success in the Australian tour. And I've also been extremely proud to see the growth of women's rugby provincially, with 24 provinces and about 800 players now participating in the women's competition. Ladies and gentlemen, this wide-spanning transformation has not been easy. As with every bold change comes stubborn opposition. We must commend FRU leadership for their foresight and fortitude. By looking ahead and not being deterred by detractors, they have facilitated a modernized structure and program that has positioned us to move forward from an unprecedented position of strength. FRU's newfound representation at the World Rugby Council will provide us with great insight and give Fiji a voice at this forum for the first time. Already our CEO, John O'Connor, has been asked to join the Professional Games Committee of World Rugby. This is a milestone achievement that will help take Fijian rugby to the next level. And again, I thank the board. And management for their diligence in crossing the goal line. As part of our changes to the FRU constitution, we also brought the Deans and Kachi competition under our wings and will now be fully responsible for their conduct and oversight, as is the case with all other domestic competitions. The FRU will work closely with rugby affiliates at Fiji's primary schools, our Kachi, and secondary schools, our Deans, to ensure that these competitions are played and governed by rules and regulations that are fair, transparent, and in full compliance with all World Rugby requirements. This is grassroots rugby at its finest. And if we are to compete consistently at the international level, it is critical that we get it right in these competitions. This can be make or break phase for our young ruggers. It's a turning point where, in the absence of a good support network, they may hang up their kits. But with that network in place, they are positioned to thrive at higher levels. Our kids need to get the right coaching and guidance from properly accredited staff, from coaches to strength and conditioning experts to medics. And I urge FRU to work closely with the two affiliates to make this happen. We need to get this right. Last year, Vodafone took over the sponsorship of the Kachi competition for the first time ever. Thanks to their support, FRU was able to provide financial support to each of the 36 districts, helping them to organize their districts tournaments without being burdened by cost. Through this sponsorship, FRU provided similar financial support to Fiji's divisional competitions to host their tournament, helping to pay for transportation and accommodation costs for the teams, relieving parents and teachers of a roadblock to young ruggers participating. I was fortunate, ladies and gentlemen, to be present at the stadium for the Kachi finals in Suba last year and to hear the appreciation of the teachers and parents, especially from Bono Lebu, Kandavu, from Ngau, Koro, Naitasiri, and Navosa, who were no longer burdened with the cost of transport, lodging, and kits. This brought a smile to my heart, for rugby should never be a sport where one's success is based on their means. It's a sport of the people where the only barrier is true grit, talent, and determination. And that's what made Fiji so great on the global stage. I would like to thank Vodafone for their commitment to making rugby free and accessible to all Fijian boys and girls. I'm confident that FRU, together with executives from Fiji secondary schools, rugby, will make the most of this new partnership, paving the way for another successful Dean's competition. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we will unveil exciting changes to the positioning of FRU, including a refreshed Fiji Rugby logo and other changes to its brand structure. This facelift also includes new Masi designs, unique to Fiji Rugby, to be applied to the jerseys of our national teams and other applications, reflecting our culture and heritage and creating a sense of continuity and connection to the values of our teams. Our warmest thanks to the artists for their help and enthusiasm with a project that will quite literally change the face of rugby in Fiji. I think that everyone here will be excited to see the more modern and streamlined brand changes that were careful to respect the traditional look we all love, while giving it a more modern and clean-looking upgrade that allows for wider use with FRU's partners. Looking back at 2018, one of the most fulfilling aspects of the year was, of course, seeing the new and exciting talent making its way up through our pathway system, from the under-18 team to the under-20 team to the Fiji Warriors team, then up to the Fiji Airways Ndrua, and ultimately to the Flying Fijians. Through the Fiji Airways Ndrua, new players who made their debut in the NRC have gone on to play for the 7th team, the Flying Fijians, or with overseas contracts. Each of these success stories is testament of the strength of FRU, and each story brings us great pride, not only as an organization, but as a nation looking to uplift our people. Success wasn't limited to the individuals. So our under-20s won the Under-20 Junior World Trophy, as you've heard, and will compete in the World Championship in Argentina in May. It's also exciting to see members of that Under-20 team do so well in the national 7th team. In fact, all of our national teams, both men and women, punched above their weight in 2018 and continue to do all Fijians proud. Case in point, who could forget the historical win by the Flying Fijians against a mighty French team last November? It was another It was another David versus Goliath story that will go down in the history books. Reflecting on the success of our various teams in 2018 and the growing number of competitions and new pathways for both men and women rugby, I have great confidence that the future of Fijian rugby is brighter than ever. As we look ahead, I wish John McKee and his team great success at the Rugby World Cup, John, in Japan this September. And I know we will all be cheering for Gareth Baba and his team to see continued success, not only in the HSBC World Rugby 7 Series, but also as they build towards the Olympics in 2020. And to all our other coaches and teams who represent our country on the world stage, the Fijiana, the Warriors, the Ndrua, the under-20s, a job well done on your achievements in 2018. Every time you don the Fiji jersey, you have hundreds of thousands of supporters here at home and all around the world at your back. But to those many fans, I want to speak to you directly. I want you to never be blinded for your passion for the game. And never forget that these players are, above all else, Fijians. They are people just like you and me. That's why I was so disappointed to hear that players on our sevens team have become the victims of online hatred and bullying, with keyboard warriors leveling personal attacks on social media. This is not how a true fan acts. Even our sevens boys, amongst the strongest men in our country, are not immune to the immense pain that can be inflicted by cowards on their computers. I was also disappointed to see political statements being made about our team, going so far as to suggest that they should intentionally lose their games as some form of protest. We must also never forget that for these players, this is more than just a game. It's their passion and it's their profession. They have loved ones who inspire them to pour their heart and soul into every match. Rugby has always been a uniter in Fiji, not a divider. It uplifts us in good times and in bad. And it gives us a reason to gather with our families and friends. It gives us an escape from the stress and the drama of everyday life. Let's keep it that way. And pledge to support our ruggers through thick and thin. Be the fans they deserve. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, as the chairman said earlier, it's not just the award recipients we are honoring tonight. None of them would have made it to where they are today without the network that has worked so hard to uplift them. To the families, the players, the volunteers and officials, and every fan across Fiji, I thank you for everything that you do to make our game truly great, truly special, and unlike anything else in the world. I thank those who work quietly behind the scenes to make rugby run like a well-oiled machine. The FRU board, management and staff at all levels provide unseen support to our teams to ensure they are constantly prepared every time they run out onto the field, allowing our players to focus wholly on their performance and shine for the world to see. My friends, I know you'll join me in congratulating the various award winners tonight and in sharing the tremendous optimism that I hold for the future of Fiji Rugby. In 2019 and beyond, greatness lies ahead. Thank you and God bless you all.
Congratulations, Mr. Tiko Matualu, and thank you for all your hard work in the great rugby province of Nandronga. This hard-running centre has scored one of the best tries of the tournament and has been since drafted into the Fiji Sevens team for the Dubai.
Let's give her a round of applause.
Here, we'd like to invite a representative of the Rugby Union to accept the award on his behalf, but let's all congratulate Jerry on this wonderful achievement.
She has performed exceptionally as a captain. She's strong, hard-hitting, great in running lines, ladies and gentlemen. She is the Fiji Rugby 15's Female Player of the Year.
Fijians and a return to the Fiji Sevens fold at the H.
The 1-point victory over Nadrola. It's their commitment and perseverance that has earned them the award this evening. Suma's senior team of